What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Ben Valiant, back with another episode of the Sports Pod. Go New York, go New York, go! We up 2-0 on the Sixers. We go into Philly with a 2-0 lead. Donte DiVincenzo, the big ragu. That is a bad man. Mama, there goes that man. Down 5 with 28 seconds to go. And the Knicks find a way to not give up and not stop fighting and come back and beat the Sixers. I'll get into all of it on the other side of the intro. Hit it.
That ball is out of here! Out of
Alright, before I get into the episode, shout out Roommates Pod. Got the merch on right now. Jalen and Josh bringing in some fire guests. He had Joe, why am I blanking on his name? Fat Joe, Tracy Morgan. They gotta get Spike Lee on. I think they got Clyde coming on this week. They've had Julius, Hartenstein, Donte. And just starting with Donte. Getting into the real episode now. Donte. This is a dude that people thought should be benched after his bad performance in Game 1. Not his chance. I was kind of on that train, but then after I recorded, I hopped off of it because I thought it would mess up the chemistry of the starting lineup that's been so good all year long. But Tibbs decides to stick with his guys and stick with his players, and it pays off big time. DiVincenzo igniting the Knicks in the third quarter to make that comeback and put them up 5 then. Taking charges, having a very brainy play. I think that's what you can say that, right? Brainy? He uses his brain. He used his brains. Got in front of Maxey on a jump ball tip off and stole the ball away from him. And then went down and got fouled. Knocked down both free throws, drew a charging violation, and then he went and got a layup. This dude was doing everything in the third quarter. He cooled off a little bit to start the fourth quarter, but in the biggest of moments. Knicks down 2 after a crazy Brunson make. I'll get into that in a minute or two, so I just need to stay on Donte right now. That roll was insane, though. And Donte misses the first one after the Knicks get a controversial steal of Tyrese Maxey. Donte misses the first one. Hartenstein, another absolute dog, grabs an offensive board, somehow kicks it out to Anunoby, swings to DiVincenzo, his three-pointer, bang, bang, DiVincenzo with a double bang from Mike Breen, puts the Knicks up 3, and he was wide open. Hands down, man's down. I mean, that was an incredible shot. All-time Knick win. Top 5 Knick win in history is what I've been saying. That easily win of the season, play of the season, no doubt. Just shows the heart and the hustle of this team. You're down 2 with 18 seconds to go. You're probably not going to win. You can't tell Josh Hart that. You can't tell Jalen Brunson that. Hounding Tyrese Maxey into the corner. My coach has always called it the coffin corner. He slips, and the ball is on the ground. Nick Nurse is frantically trying to call a timeout. John Goble won't call it because the Sixers don't have possession. Hart picks it up, gives it to Brunson. Brunson to DiVincenzo with the brick, but he gets it back, and he doesn't care. Shooters shoot. Donte DiVincenzo should always have a quick trigger. What an absolute win. I mean, just all around. And then getting to the next play. Sixers finally get their timeout. And even before that, Kyle Lowry has got to be to blame for this game. Misses a clutch free throw that could have put the Sixers up 6 with 28 seconds to go instead of up 5, and then throws a horrendous inbound pass to Tyrese Maxey. Horrendous. And then he gets hurt. I think he's fine though. So the Sixers finally get their timeout. And I like what Nick Nurse did here. He tries to get Maxey going full court, not advancing the ball, letting Maxey get a full head of steam going downhill. The Knicks, honestly, they can't stop him. He's too quick. He can get to the lane. He's just a better version of Quickly. And he won Most Improved Player about 5 minutes ago. I just saw that news. Congrats to Maxey, but I don't really know what that award is. Because Kobe White went from averaging like 9 points last year to leading a Bulls team to a play and win. And then Sengun was the other candidate for it. It goes from averaging 19-7, I think, to this year 29-9. I mean, like, Tyrese Maxey averaged over 20 last year. Adam Silver, could we get a definition on this rule? Or this award? Because why not put Brunson in there then? He wasn't an all-star last year. Whatever. Brunson, more motivation. And then Brunson should have been an MVP candidate. I mean, we can get into that. I don't want to though, because I'm going to stay on the topic of Brunson right here. He has been flat out terrible to start this series. And I love JB more than anyone, trust me. But he's got to go play better. Back in his old stomping grounds where he played half of his home games for Nova at the Wells Fargo Center. Has to break out of this slump. He can't shoot combined 16 for 55 from the field in these games. That's just unacceptable. We're not going to win like that. And we might not even win the series. Even with the 2-0 lead. If he doesn't play up to his potential. But he's got to be better. I think he will. These 2 days off, I think will help him. They can go look at film, look at what adjustments they need to make. And I'm not sure if they need to make adjustments or it's just a matter of his shots weren't falling. And he's pressing. But I think that last shot that he made, the one with the crazy roll, I still have no idea how that hit off the front rim and just dropped in. There was something in the Garden last night. A spirit. They talk about the ghost at Yankee Stadium. We might have the ghost of Bernard King. The ghost of Willis Reed might have been in the Garden last night. For that shot to go in, I see that clank off the front rim. I'm like, no, we lost. I already thought the game was over, but that would have put the cherry on top. Then it bounced in. I'm like, yes, gotta play defense immediately to defense. See, Brunson didn't do all this like his normal stuff. Good. He that was his first 3 of the night. He was 0 for 5 before that. He's like, let's go, get on defense. Him and Josh Hart doubled Maxey, got the steal on a controversial call. There wasn't enough contact there to call a foul in that big of a moment. Yes, the L2M did say that there should have been a foul, but you gotta swallow your whistle there. Jason Goble, John Goble's brother, who didn't call the foul in Houston, or who called the foul in Houston on Brunson, where Aaron Holiday put up that shot put of a heave from half court, and that Brunson, there was no contact, and then the Knicks lost that one. Same thing here. You can't call a foul in that big of a moment. It would have ruined the game. And I know all Knicks fans would have been mad, not only at the refs, but at Brunson for how he hasn't been able to carry the load here. And I think it's a completely different ballgame if we have Randall. I don't want to go down this path because we don't, and we just got to keep moving forward. We've been able to win without him, so it's not that big of a deal, and I know we can keep getting it done. And another big part about why we're winning are bench points. Our bench has been far, far, far superior over the Sixers bench. Deuce McBride has outscored the Sixers bench in both games alone in game 1 with his 21 points. The Sixers have a combined 17 points from their bench throughout both games. Heck, even Bojan Bogdanovic, if you count both games, has outscored the Sixers bench. And I think that's a huge X factor in why we're winning this series 2-0 right now. And for Philly, man, you can't spell Philly without two L's. Let's go, baby. Go, New York. Go, New York. Go. This is incredible. There's a feeling. I have a feeling. This is going to the Eastern Conference Finals at least. I mean, if we get out of this series, which I think we do, Brunson's got to play better, but I think it's only a matter of time before he breaks out. And if you tell me, and if he does, these games are blowouts. Easy. If you tell me that Brunson's shooting 8 for 26, and I think like 7 for 28 last game, and we win both of those games, I call you crazy. I call you a liar. And he's going to get it going eventually. I think he's destined to drop 35, 40 in either game 3 or 4. I think there's no way that it doesn't happen and he continues these lackluster performances and turns into people are saying he's played like playoff Randall so far. I hate that. You heard me talk about it on my episode with Keith. If you didn't, go check that episode out right now, or after this one, actually, because that was a good one. Shout out Keith, helped me out in an episode last week. Yeah, last Wednesday, I think, Thursday. I mean, for game 3 and 4, we just need to take one. Just need one. I think Philly gets one. I think they get game 3. Honestly. I know they're licking their wounds, but they get 2 days off. Embiid gets 2 days of not really running on that bad knee. And I think that's going to help them. I think they win game 3. And then the Knicks come in their game 4, bounce back, and get a huge win. I mean, that's what's got to happen. We need the bench to keep stepping up. Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson. Y'all got Embiid, but we got Mitch and iHeart. Bing bong. Nah, I can't even do that. I hate the bing bong. I do like the videos outside the Garden after the games. People are saying, "Oh, if this was the '90s, it wouldn't happen." This isn't the '90s. These Knicks fans, including myself, have never had a team like this that we can connect to and we can go crazy for. This is our Larry Johnson 4-point play. And that's just the truth. We haven't had these huge games, the Ewing tip-in, the Starks dunk, all these, I don't want to call them old heads, but older Knicks fans that were around for the 90s, 30 years ago. It's different for them than it is for us. And that's just the facts. Enjoy it. That's my take on it. We haven't had this in a while. Why not go crazy for it? Knicks in 5. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm your host, Ben Ballion. I'll talk to you soon.